Hello, today we're looking at the bad cat Lynx, and that's actually not what it looks like. I made some modifications already, but we're gonna show you what it actually looks like. So, bad cat Lynx. Bad cat's known for Voxish chime, classic rocky things, beautifully singing, overdrive, maybe some rock stuff, but high gain? One of these bad boys? No. What? Strap in, 'cause this thing does it to perfection. Might not look like it. Well, now it looks a little bit more like it, but I did that. But let's start at the beginning, which is when I took it out of the box. I'm going to throw I'm a horse. And I'm going to throw a lot of shit at you in this video. So, grab a coffee. I did a lot with this amp, and I want to share it with you. You can skip any of it. In the timeline, there's actually chapter marks. So please use them to not watch whatever you don't want to watch. So, next is some product shots with the original knobs and some sounds. Just a quick overview. So now before we get to me ranting about the company and what the amp does and getting into all the nitty-gritty, let's do what we do here. I'm going to show you a song I recorded with this. And we're going to start with You'll Be In My Heart. I know, that's a Phil Collins ballad, Mommy Singing to the Sun, from Tarzan, originally arranged by Mark Mancina, written by Phil Collins, and definitely not a metal song. Or is it? It's going to, of course, ruin the monetization of this video, but I don't care. Check out what this baby can do. And what you need to know when you listen to that song is, in that song, there are some horns. Boop. And technically, really just a guitar on the left and a guitar on the right. Some clean guitars. Playing that kind of stuff. That, a very simple thing. But all the heavy shit, it's 2 tracks. One left, one right. That is it. That's what this amp can do with a V30 cap.
Come stop your crying, it will be alright. Just take my hand, hold it tight. Come stop your crying, it'll be alright. Just take my hand, hold it tight. I will protect you from all around you. I will be here, don't you cry. For what's so small, it seems so strong. My arms will hold you, keep you safe and warm. This bond between us can't be broken. I will be here, don't you cry. Just look over your shoulder. Just look over your shoulder. Just look over your shoulder. I'll be there always.
Yeah! Also, way to go, one of these bad boys, for Karsten Stepanovic, who is just a brilliant freaking singer and doesn't know how green screen works and wears a green shirt in a green screen. Funny, but damn, Karsten nailed this one. So later in the video, we're going to go back to Disney and the beautiful Moana / in Europe, Vaiana, and we're going to do How Far I'll Go, but that comes later. So, Bad Cat, known for not metal, but John Thompson, one of the guys behind Bad Cat, or maybe the guy behind Bad Cat, I'm not sure, but that's the guy I talked to years ago at NAMM. He knows what he's doing. And then they brought in Peter Ahrens, my good friend, who also knows what he's doing. And together, they revamped the whole line. First of all, what Peter is brilliant at, and I've said this in all the other videos, he is great at making sure a manufacturing place is very efficient in terms of where everything's laid out and what the order of procedure is and all that stuff, so that when you're more efficient, you can lower the prices or make more money, or maybe lower a bit and make a bit more. So what they did is, all these amps have the same Baltic Birch chassis. It's the same wooden box on all of them. Look in the back, it's literally the same form, shape. No, sorry, Leslie. I meant look in the back there. Andrew did exactly the same thing. Guess we're going to leave this in. I told him, yeah, sometimes you do that too. Okay, I mean, look in the back.
At least I was listening to it.
Well, yeah, you were listening. I know you were listening to what I was saying. We're going to get to the actual back, but this time, look in the back, it's all the same shape. That's what I'm trying to say. So, all the metal parts, the metal chassis is the same. And in the back of the amp, the 5 outputs and line out are all in the same position. The effects loop, which is buffered, are in the same position. The foot switch is in the same position. Everything here is literally the same thing. So you drill all the same holes. It is just complete efficiency. And obviously in the front, where the switches are and when the knobs are, that differs a little bit between the amps. But it just makes it so much more efficient to focus on the guts, so the PCB, the tubes, the transformer, Zimsters, I don't know, tech stuff. They're obviously different because of different amps, very different amps, but making it all kind of streamlined means you can get these amps at around $2,000. Some are a little bit cheaper, some are a little bit more, so around the 2K mark in Europe as well as in the US. And for what you're getting here, made in the US amps, super high quality shit, that's very fair. And that is possible because of what Peter brought to the company. Peter also has an ear for high-end stuff. His amp 1 from MP was absolutely amazing amp. Why am I Sean Connerying this? So my issue, let's get right into this, with the Lynx is that it's just not very metal looking. Now, the one thing they do on these is the piping and the grill in the front is different. And also, actually, this Tolex isn't. That's all the same, but if you look in the front of the amp, this is Tolex that's a little bit more carbon, that is actually the carbon Tolex. And this is different, and then the piping is black. So they are tailoring these elements to the different amps, but nothing else. So I immediately decided, well, the chicken heads that you saw in the clips were nice, but the top-loaded nature isn't very metal. The jet black back there, it's bottom-loaded. It's the only amp that's bottom-loaded. This is top, which makes it more look like a matchlessy kind of bad caddy kind of classic amp. Not very metal. And then the chicken head's not very metal. So I went on Amazon and ordered these anodized aluminum kind of red pinkish things. And it immediately gives it a little bit more of a aggressive look. We also drenched and drowned the room in pink and this in pink, so we're giving it a look. If this was red with two eyes, I think that was the previous logo, poking out, it would just say one of these bad boys, but it doesn't. So I tailored it with these knobs because out of the 5 amps, after recording 2 tracks with it, even though I have high gain amps, that's probably the one that I'm going to keep. Because the dealers, I get paid for these videos, I made them a deal, but I get to keep one of the amps. And which one? I'm very tempted to keep the Black Cat, because that is the most chimey thing ever. But the Lynx and I were already friends. So that's what happened at Bad Cat. Also, if you look at the foot switch right here, this tiny, tiny foot switch, they're all exactly the same foot switch. They're 2-button foot switches. They function the same way, but they're labeled, of course, differently. So this one does channel 1, 2, and low, high. And it's labeled Lynx. So obviously, when you look at the amp, there's also blue, and there's also the purple, which makes sense. For this video, though, I will go and unplug the foot switch so that when I'm reaching over, you have a better indication of what I'm doing. Designed and built in Southern California. So weird. All these descriptions on all the amps, they have different things. Some say Baltic Birch, some don't. Some say 5-year warranty, some don't. This needs to be more streamlined. The website is beautiful. It doesn't give you a shit ton of information. There's some videos, which is cool, but I feel they should have sound comparisons, feature comparisons, I don't know. 50 watt. With that, I think it is the most waddy of all of them. It's the most wattesque. 2 times EL34 in fixed bias class AB configuration. To some of you that means something. To me, I have no idea what that means. 2 channel, I know what that means. Low and high gain modes, more is more. Channel dedicated gain and volume controls. So we've got gain 1, gain 2, and then over here, volume, and then a master. Different layout than the other amps. Also, no reverb on this, and no tremolo, because it's a high gain amp. Global master, bass, mid, and treble, and presence control. Like on Christmas, you get the presence control. Still not funny. Adjustable noise gate circuit, patent applied for. Don't know how you apply for a noise gate because everyone's got a noise gate, but the thing is, it's a damn good noise gate. We're going to get into this. The buffered effects loop I already mentioned, and the combo has a vintage 30 12-inch in it. Would you buy a metal amp as a combo? I guess you could. I've got the 212 V30 loaded cab here, and let me tell you, it is phenomenally good. With all these amps, it just sounds dandy. Now, in front of it, we have a hot rod. It's a R10 hot rod from Royer. It's a ribbon mic, so that's all the low-end roundness. And then all the bite is coming from the SM57 down there. It's a ribbon and a 57. What else do you want? Is this the amp for the cleans? I'm going to go with hell no. Are we going to try it? Yes. In the effects loop, I have a 2290p from TC Electronic. Beautiful delay to put in the effects loop, which is where it is, in the effects loop. We can push it with a tube screamer or an archer. There's also some effects in front. For the tube screamer, of course, what you want to know, how can you push it with a boost? So we're going to set it up without gain, but a level boost, as many of you do with the tube screamer, to get it lowered in the low end, leaner in the low end. It's not something I do because I look for amps that work without it. And in the tracks, I didn't do that. So we're going to go clean. This guitar is, of course, absolutely masterpiecely amazing. It also matches the whole room. This is the Sully guitars, Trella 71 or 71 Trella. Volute, angled headstock, open geared hip shot tuners, set neck, beautiful purple Grover Jackson pickups, hollow inlays, lumen lace, single coil option, which sounds phenomenal. It's not your cheapest guitar, but I'm going to tell you, I'm so in love. It is possibly one of my favorite guitars ever. And I have good shit guitars. I mean, really high-end shit. But with its 25.5-inch scale, it's got that Fendery, it's got that Stratty snap. The playability is ridiculous. I would usually go for guitars with, unpainted necks, but all of it doesn't matter. It's just a masterpiece. If you can get one in your hands and you have the cash, don't look any further. We're going to kick in the Galaxy. It can do the cleans pretty damn well, pretty damn well for a high gain amp. Now we're already cranking the gain a bit. That's because we're pushing it with the bridge pickup. So I don't hear a massive difference between the two channels, other than that you can set them up with individual gain and volume, but we will explore that. Rock and rolly stuff. Like the thing why you would buy, let's say, a JCM 800. I'm saying it can do that. Maybe a little bit more gain. Gonna stay all centered here. Let's see. That's a super raw, defined, not high gainy, kick your ass rock sound. Well, they had way less gain than that, but still. How much can that go up? Okay, let's do that for the second channel. Okay, channel 2 does add a little bit of bottom, a tiny little bit of bottom. And why am I like this? And a bit more here in terms of saturation. So this is a bit more defined and patauk, and this is a little bit more putauk. But we're talking tiny differences. Now, if I kick in the more gain or the higher gain, channel 1 will already scream. It's a pretty drastic push. Let's see. That's with gain in the middle. And channel 1. It's ultra defined, string separation. Everything you do is there. It screams. It's got this fizzly, hairy kind of, if you ask me, and I don't know things about amps, 6505-y thing. It's got that super saturated thing, a fuzzly top sizzle. Maybe John Simons, hey John, one of these bad boys for you, said it's rectifiery. I don't know. I never had a rectifier. I can't tell you, but it's too much for me. It's too much sizzle. It's too much top end. It's too hairy. But then you put this in a track with drums and bass, and you put one left and one right, and it's just absolute nightmarish brilliance. By itself, I was like, it's too much. It's too dense. But boy, does it work in a mix. And then there's no space for anything. It's ridiculous. So. Now for the tracks that I did, oh by the way, where's the noise? That's where it is. It's quite a bit of it. Not with the patent pending, dial this up and you're good. For the track that I did, I actually had to go down to different C sharp and C tunings, but I only did that for the low string, so check this out. Or you go to C, and you just learn the voicings. It's a drop C tuning, but it's only the low E string down to C. Maybe people do this, I don't know. And the rest is on E, which works like so. I learned a lot about going low. So is it faster if I dial it up higher? Oh, it is. Let's go and play with the EQ. We're still on channel 1! Channel 2. A bit fatter, a bit more dense, saturated. Now, this is the massive everything saturation, and check out that I can still play. Try. Hear how clear it is. So much so much, and then I mean how stupid is it to push that with a tube screamer? This is utterly ridiculous. But we're gonna do it! Okay, it takes a little bit of the low end out. It adds a little bit more, even more definition, which is ridiculous. So yeah, okay, do it if you want to. Of course, this wouldn't be a high gain amplifier video if we didn't go for the 7-string. But before we do that, here's Moana.
Of the water, long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water, no matter how hard I try. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know where I cannot go, where I know. I know everybody on this island seems so happy on this island. Everything is by design. I know everybody on this island has a role on this island, so maybe I can roll with mine. I lead with pride, we make us strong. I'm satisfied if I play along, but the voice inside is a different song. What is wrong with me? See the light as it shines on the sea. It's blinding, but no one knows how deep it goes. And it seems like it's calling out to me, so come find me and let me know what's beyond that line. Will I cross that line? The line where the sky meets the sea. It calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go. Line with the sky meets the sea. It calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go.
And we're back. I mean, how much fun with that, huh? with the Aviator Warbird. That's what it's called. I mean, what a cool shape. Still beautifully fits the amp in the room in the pink. And I mean, what a great guitar. Wenge, maple, open geared, hip shot, volute, clocking in at about 2,800. Man, look at this. Look at this. There's a whole video about this guitar on the channel. So we're going to pump this into it because that's what we do. And we're, of course, on the second channel. I mean, let's go mid-gain, but we're on high. It is a very, I mean, let's go here. I'll show you. It's a very, very, very glassy sounding guitar. It's also pushing a lot more. Very glassy, so we're gonna go here. I don't know metal. Clearly, no idea. So, yeah, it's, I think it's one of the most brilliant high-gain amps on the market. I'm not saying that because I get to keep it. I'm not saying that because they're paying me for these videos. I'm saying that because I had the most fun working on these tracks. The tracks that made this video so ridiculously long. But if they don't prove with 2 tracks of distorted guitar that this is a high-gain mega beast, people are looking for options in terms of convenience when they go to gigs now. The Quad Cortex, Axe Effects, Helix, it's all great because they don't want to take the 100-watt beasts and behemoths like the Rectifier, like the 6505, like the EVH and all this. This is a 50-watt head. It's not light, but it's quite a bit lighter and it is smaller than the other ones. And I'm going to say it easily can beat their ass, or at least stand right next to them and not look down and go like, I'm not worthy. It is so fucking worthy. And the great thing is that the tone with that fizzly, with that hairiness, that peachy peach fuzz, and that low end and everything is, and that right here, that 800-y kind of bugs, bow, gow. It's not any of these other amps. This is a Bad Cat Lynx. And for me, it's that super dense everything, but with absolute definition and controllability with the gate. I love my Ref Generator 120. It's a great amp, but it's not this. And you know what? This is not the 120. But when you're looking for a more unique, absolutely transparent, high resolution through all strings, high gain sound, you should absolutely get yourself the Lynx. It's around $2,000. That's more than fair. Get yourself knobs that make it look more like one of these bad boys. And yeah, we did the delay. Yeah, we did that. Tailor it. Open it up and change the LED to make that blue or red or whatever you want. Make it a bit more metal. But it doesn't matter what it looks like or that it looks like one of those old style vintage amps, because it fucking ain't. So, I shall put links below. Because people always ask, I will now say this. Also the shirts, MrGugu.com. I don't make money there, but they sent me shirts, which is very nice. But if you want to order something there, there's a coupon code under the video. Use it, buy your own shirts, and look like an idiot. Or sometimes unicorns and like a 12-year-old girl. Your choice. I will put links below to the Bad Cat stuff. Use them. That helps me. Big thanks to the whole team at Bad Cat. Shout out to Peter Ahrens. He's not there anymore, but he knows what he's doing. And maybe Bad Cat wants my link to Amazon to find out where to get these knobs. They're probably pissed off because I presented the whole amp with those knobs, but that's how I would want the amp to look like. It's just a personal thing. I think they're way cool. And they were $45 for all of them. I think so. So worth it. All that said, now 2 hours later, animals at the end.